you go, Night Ranger, taking the Unplugged album, 24 Strings and a Drummer. And I'm pleased to say, honoured even, joining me on the line, the one and only Mr. Jack Blades.
Steve Price, how the heck are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. How are you?
That's great, that's great. I love that song.
Well, that's good then. Yes, we're doing some EQ on your voice, and I thought, well, you don't really need to know that one. You probably know the words anyway, don't you?
I do know the words on that one. Hopefully I won't forget them.
I've got to say this. I had the pleasure, and it was a pleasure, of seeing you. In fact, we had the pleasure of seeing you in June at the O2 in Islington. Absolutely amazing concert.
Yeah, you know what? We have a great time when we play the O2. We have a fun time, and I'm hoping next year that we'll be able to get to England, get to the UK, and play in more places than just London. See,
yes.
That's the idea, so we could get some North shows, South shows, just play around a little bit. I think that's what we need to do.
I mean, there were people travelling from all over the country to that gig to see you, and it was on the sort of Queen's Jubilee weekend, which wasn't the best weekend in the pick. But,
oh my God!
But you still managed it. You still managed it.
Yeah, it probably cost everyone a fortune to get hotel rooms and everything, probably. Huh?
Yeah, they were sort of just, cheap rooms were short in supply. I think you could say for that one.
They're scratching their head. Let's see, Robbie Williams or Night Ranger? Which one should I go see?
No competition whatsoever. Clearly I was at the right gig then. 24 strings, I've got to work out, I don't even know how the 24 comes into it, but I'll work that one out eventually, and a drummer. What's the sort of, is it something you've always wanted to do, an unplugged album? Yeah,
well, you know what, the band's done, this is our 30-year anniversary of releasing the Dawn Patrol record, and we've done so many different things, but what we never did was like a DVD, like an unplugged, remember when MTV had those, MTV Unplugged shows?
Yes.
Night Ranger was not around when those things started. The damn Yankees did it, and we'd never done anything like that. So we thought, well, why not, for the fans, as a treat for the fans, let's make a record that's like like a DVD with companion CD of a completely unplugged show, telling stories about how the songs were written, how we did everything, and just, talking to each other, laughing and joking and lying to each other and telling lies and telling stories. And so that's what we did, and it's just turned out really, really fun.
And it's certainly, the track list on it is quite good, because you've really covered the whole sort of period, haven't you?
Yeah, it was sort of difficult to. In one way, it was difficult to figure out what songs to do, and in another way, it was kind of easy, because when we first had this idea, we went into the studio, and we sat down in my recording studio, and we started just jamming out on Night Ranger songs acoustically, and, we'd play one, and then we'd stop and go, well, this one doesn't quite work. But then we'd play others, and we'd be surprised, like a song like, Touch of Madness, and it's pretty interesting. What Night Ranger always did from the very beginning is we always thought that if you could grab an acoustic guitar and sing a song, a verse and a chorus, and play it on an acoustic guitar, and all the other guys like it, then the song is a good song.
Do you tend to compose songs on acoustic?
I do, yeah, I do, because I've just got acoustics laying around everywhere in my house, and and a melody will come in my brain, and I'll just grab a guitar and start strumming along to it, and find the chords that sort of go along to the melody or the words, or whatever I'm doing, and in my house I have like an acoustic guitar in every room. Like here I am in the kitchen right now. Listen, there's like a nice 1950s Gibson guitar here. In my living room I've got one. In my bedroom, in my office, I just got them around. So if I get an idea, I just I reach over to my left or right and grab a guitar.
So we can have a bit of Jack Blades live on ARfm.
There you go. Yeah.
With the band, do you feel like you're sort of going through, if you like, a second life now? Because the popularity seems to have sort of come back on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, because right now we're Night Rangers in the stage of we're in a let's have fun stage. We're having a good time with it. We're enjoying each other's company. We're enjoying the music that we're creating. We're enjoying creating music, and right now it's all sort of like we're in a sort of a we don't have to prove anything stage. Now we're just having fun, and I think that really translates in the last couple records that we've made, like the Somewhere in California, CD that we had out last year. My solo record, Rock and Roll Ride, that I released at the beginning, earlier this year. And of course, the 24 Strings and a Drummer records, and 24 Strings. Let me just fill you in. It's like I played acoustic guitar, Brad played acoustic guitar, and a lot of songs Joel played a 12 string. So we came up with 24 that way, because everybody's going, what is it? All I can think of is 6, 12, and 4 for a bass, and 16 strings or something.
Yeah, that was my problem.
And you know what? I came up with the idea of 24 strings a drummer, and it sounded better than like 18 strings or 26 strings, a drummer and some keyboards and 88 keys, and it's just 24 strings and a drummer kind of rolled off the lips a lot easier. So we just went with it.
24 strings and a drummer that sings as well, which is
yeah, there you go.
And he sings well, which is
Oh, Kelly's always great.
Where do we go from here? I mean, are you looking maybe for another album in 2014 or?
Well, it's so funny because we're just trying to we're just having we're kind of thinking about that now, and in fact Monday tomorrow everybody sort of comes up to my house, and Brad and Kelly and I are going to just get up in the studio and just start firing up some ideas, and that's what we're doing in between things. I mean, we toured all year this year. We did so many shows, and so what we're going to do is we're going to fire up the creative juices this week for a few days and see what happens.
That's rather interesting and something that we're looking forward to.
Yeah. Who knows what we'll do?
Do you think? I think back in the early days, I think you were one of the bands that suffered a lot from sort of record company pressures. Do you think that life is much easier now when you sort of got control of your own destiny?
I think so. Yeah, I think that back then it was we had that situation where Sister Christian became a great a huge phenomenal hit.
Yeah.
Really, Night Rangers of pretty much kick-ass rock band.
Yeah.
With songs like "Don't Tell Me You Love Me" and "Rockin' America" and and everything like that. And so, but from that point on, the record company only wanted to release ballads on us, and that kind of led to some gripes with everybody, and we just kind of that was a little bit of a difficult time for us, and actually it kind of led to the kind of breakup of the band when it first kind of fell apart in 1989, the beginning of '89. And but that was okay, man. Then we just formed the damn Yankees and started a whole new thing. And it's like if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have had the damn Yankees, would we?
No, that's true, and that's my next question, because you gave us the pleasure of adding a damn Yankees tune or two in the London set.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, I never had the pleasure of seeing the damn Yankees live. I mean, it's the $1 million question. Do you think you guys would ever work again?
I would hope so. I think that it would be a fun thing for the fans. I think it would be a fun thing for us. And of course, Ted and I talk all the time, and Tommy and I talk all the time. And I think that we need to all get together and maybe come up with some ideas and maybe play some shows next year. I think that would be fun.
Because there was the infamous album that never got released, wasn't there?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
Sorry.
It's not one of these days I'll play you a track off of it.
Oh, right, my hero. One last question. You and I are about the same age. How come you've got so much bloody energy when you're on stage?
Yeah, when am I gonna slow down, right? I don't know how to do anything else, Steve. I mean, this is just who I am. You know what I mean? And it's just who I am and what I do, and I don't know how to do anything else. So to answer your question, I think a lot of tequila.
It's just I thought after seeing you in London, I thought if I'd have been running around stage like you were for 90 minutes, I'd have crawled out that venue, not... Or maybe you did, actually.
Not the tour this year, but the one last year. I severely pulled my hamstring right on the first show in Germany when we were on tour with Journey. And it was, oh man, when I played at O2 Arena, it's so funny that first, that was not this year, but last year. I mean, I could barely even walk. And I go to that place, and there's like 4 flights of stairs down to the dressing room. I'm going, you've got to be freaking kidding me. You know what I mean? I could barely even stand, and I'm staring at all these stairs going, oh. I'll tell you, that was a little difficult, and I'm glad we got through that. But, I mean, this past year, I mean, I had so much fun because just playing for all the fans in the UK, it's so great.
And they do, honestly, they do need you back, and they do need to do some more dates. I can promise you that.
Yeah, we're going to do it.
Terrific. Jack, thank you for taking time out to join us here at ARfm. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Hey, it's always great being with you guys, and just keep rocking, man. Keep playing the rock. That's the most important thing. Keep the rock alive, brother.
We certainly will. We're going to play out with another track from 24 Strings and a Drummer, Forever All Over Again.